stopped at the bowling alley to get a soda. And the owner of the bowling alley said that everybody was running out.
Everybody was running out of the bowling alley because they saw you?
No, they weren't, but he said they were.
They weren't really, but he just lied and said they were?
Yeah.
And then did he ask you to leave?
Mm-hmm.
What did your daddy say?
He got mad.
How did you feel?
I was upset. I didn't know why. Nobody told me. So I got out.
Did you, in the days since then, have you ever had a chance to tell people that you don't get AIDS by bowling next to someone who has it?
Yeah.
And what do you say, though? What do you say? Don't
I
be such
say you
dummies?
can't-
What do you say?
Yeah. Like, yeah, you can't get AIDS by just me being around you.
I mean, do kids ever, you know, nicely ask you questions like that?
No, not really.
Your pals all know?
Mm-hmm.
And so your friends are just like real normal? I mean, like they've always been?
Yeah.
Do you ever get angry inside that you got this disease and you didn't, you know, you
No.
just got it? And
No.
so you're just going to be a brave little man and deal with it?
Yeah.
You look in great shape except for your hand that you stuck in the car door, but, you know, that's, you know, maybe they ought to get you a foam rubber car door there, you know. I did that when I was your age. I told you in the dressing room, and then I was scared of car doors for years after that. Are you scared of car doors now?
No.
Good. You're not scared of anything, are you? All right, that's it. You're a better man than I am. Keith, now I go to Joey there. Joey, first of all, how you feeling?
Good.
Yeah, how do you like being in Washington?
Good.
Did you see any of the sights yet?
10 times.
Yeah.
Did you bring your skateboard with you?
No.
I know that's your favorite toy, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo.
You should have used the skateboard to get on the airplane. You would have been faster. You could have carried the luggage for your mom. So did you cry when they started all that nonsense at your school?
No.
Tell me how you felt when they said that they weren't going to go to school if you did.
Well, I felt like that. Why would I want to do that? They're so stupid. It's just like I'm a normal kid. Why do they want to take the kids out of school, run away from me, and stuff like that?
Did any kids actually run away from you?
Well, no kids ran away from me. It's the parents that were taking them away from me. Like they didn't want them to hang out with me or play with me. And some of them I didn't even know.
Who's being dumber? Joey, let me ask you this. Who's being dumber, the kids or their parents?
The parents.
Yeah, oh man, let's take a 2-minute break, folks. Smarten up, parents. We'll be right back. AIDS, lies, and rumors are focus.
Tragedy strikes Monaco's first family again. In this week's People, Princess Caroline faces the loss of her danger-loving husband. Will his young widow with 3 fatherless children be able to hold her family together? This week's People, the ecstasy and the agony.
That was me, Christina Ferrari, before I lost 25 pounds in 3 months on the Ultra Slim Fast plan. That was over a year ago, but the best part is I haven't gained back any of the weight. In fact, I weigh even less now than I did before the baby. The plan is easy. A delicious filling shake for breakfast, another for lunch, then a sensible dinner. This past year, Ariana got a lot bigger, but thanks to Ultra Slim Fast, I got a lot slimmer.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
A canister vacuum doesn't have to be big to be powerful. Get a new Dirt Devil Can Vac. The Dirt Devil Can Vac packs a lot of big cleaning power, but it's small enough to follow you anywhere because it's a Dirt Devil.
Deborah's going to tell us how the whole rest of her life has been affected by it. Keith and Joey are going to tell us more dumb stories about grown-ups or grown-ups who are dumb. AIDS, lies, and rumors are focused. The epidemic of slander continues in a moment. Stay with us.
The future belongs to he who knows how to wait. But wait too long, and you can kiss $3,000 goodbye. This is your last chance. Qualified first-time car buyers financing with GMAC get $3,000 cash back on the last of the 1990 Pontiac Grand Prix. But only for a limited time, so hurry, or you can say goodbye.
Here they come, the biggest savings, the brightest values. They're Jewel Saving Stars. Like quartered chicken or turkey legs, just 29 cents a pound. Golden ripe bananas, only 19 cents a pound. Corn King bacon, a 1-pound package is just 99 cents. And Jewel frozen orange juice, a 12-ounce can is only 79 cents. Brighten up your menus with the very best values. Saving Stars. Only at Jewel.
Look, I'll catch up with you. Hi, Diane. It's Lisa Freeman. I only have a minute. Can I talk to Timmy?
Oh, sure, of course. One sec. Timmy, your mom's on the phone.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. I just wanted to tell you I love you very much, and I'll see you tonight.
Okay, bye.
No matter where you are, with Illinois Bell, you're always as close as our next public phone. Illinois Bell, an Ameritech company.
Score big with a basket full of savings during the Home Court Advantage sale at Courtesy Home Centers. Save 30% on Edison's quality recessed or track lighting. Choose from functional styles or elegant designs. For only 99 cents per window, Manco's easy-to-install shrink film stops winter drafts. The 10-window kit now only $9.90. Bring home the bold look of Kohler. Add fashion, beauty, and practicality that endure with huge savings on the entire line. You win with special savings during the Home Court Advantage sale at all Courtesy Home Centers.
From his years as a small-town newspaper editor to the scores of columns and newsletters he's written as a senator, few people respect the power of the written word like Paul Simon. That's why he's fought so hard for education. He wrote the National Literacy Act and the Vista Literacy Program. He led the fight to save student loans. He's been a leader for early childhood education, for Head Start, the school lunch program, and child immunization. Paul Simon. In the Senate, he wrote the book on education.
I'm Tony Danza. You know, sometimes talking about sex isn't so easy, and talking about diseases spread by sex is even tougher. Now, AIDS is a sexually transmitted disease that we've got to talk about. I mean, there's no point in being afraid, and if you're sexually active, there's no point in being stupid.
AIDS lies and rumors, the epidemic of slander. It was suggested to me by Mike, the stage manager, maybe we should call it the epidemic of ignorance. Your question.
I'd like to know, are there support groups for people that have children with AIDS?
The groups that are available are usually within your hospital, and they're at different levels.
Carol, what about in your situation? Any support from parents or whatever out in Brooklyn where you hail from?
To be honest with you, I think that it's very primitive, especially after 10 years of being in this disease and this epidemic. Most of the times you have to walk through hospitals and look for little pink signs that say, beware of body fluids, you know, in order for you to know that family is dealing with something similar to what you are dealing with. I guess because of confidentiality and fear and the stigma, it's very difficult to network with parents, but we're in the process of doing that.
So it's hard to meet other parents in a similar jam?
You really have to look.
I wanted to know, why did the woman in a sky blue dress wanted to work with the people with AIDS? Allison.
Why did I want to work with people with AIDS?
Was it because of your own experience of being stigmatized?
Absolutely. What I found was the best thing that I could do was to educate myself as much as possible and help to educate others. I found that the more I knew about the virus and how it worked and how it didn't work and how it was really transmitted and how it was not, the better I felt. And then the more I felt I could help my friend Steve. I've since now had many friends with AIDS, and because of the AIDS volunteer work I've been doing with AIDS Project Los Angeles, the Southern California AIDS Hotline, and other organizations, I was asked to be in a show called AIDS Us 2, which is a sequel to a show called AIDS Us 1, which Steve Tracy, my friend, was in when he was talking about his diagnosis. And we talk about AIDS.
Steve, excuse me, I should remind people, Steve passed away in 1986.
November of 86, yes, of AIDS. He was 32.
My wife and I just lost yet another friend, an arts and antique dealer. He was in my phone book now. It is incredible. In my phone book, I have deceased written on a half a dozen names. This epidemic is out there. I doubt if there's a person in this audience or a person watching at home who doesn't know at least one person that has already fallen to this plague. Now, Deborah, I've been mentioning how I want you to tell us how this rumor has affected the rest of your life. You wanted to go into the beauty salon business. Did you ever make it?
No, I haven't.
went through a very hard time while the rumor was going on. I stayed in my house. I hid instead of going out and showing people, you know, that I was okay. And that just fueled it. It made people talk even more, saying, well, she's not out. She must be, you know, just wasting away. And I got to the point where I wouldn't go grocery shopping. If I needed anything from stores or anything, I would send my mother. And
Your mom's here, isn't she?
Yes.
Betty, where? Here, let me just come over here to ask you, how difficult was this from your point of view? Was it very frustrating? Did you want to scream out to that town of Hornell, New York, this is just not so, this is a lie?
You feel like you want to kill them, you know, because they ruin a young person's life. She did stay in. We tried to get her to go out. She'd go out walking after dark. At midnight, she'd take her dog out for a walk. And then people would slow down, you know, and look at her as people that, it's a small town, so everybody knows everybody. And she just stayed in the house. We lived just a block and a half apart, but she didn't even come to my house.
She wouldn't even go that far?
No.
For fear that someone would spot her and call her names, or what?
Right. Well, they would shy away from her. And my mother, in her 70s, would go to the grocery store, and people would come up to her and ask her if Debbie had AIDS. So it was very much of a trauma to all of us.
What about boyfriends?
I haven't had a relationship since the rumor in 1987. And I don't go out, and people have quit calling, because if they did call, I'd refuse to go out. I'd make an excuse, because I just don't feel comfortable going to bars. In the past 3 years since this has happened, I've probably gone out socially 8 times, only stayed out for a short amount of time and ended up just going home.
Don't you feel like just screaming, this is not so, this is not fair, my daughter is healthy and well, and even if she wasn't, there's so much ignorance about this stupid disease. I mean, just...
There is. As Allison said, they read the headlines, but they don't read the articles. They don't, all they see is all this projection about AIDS and how much of a percentage there is and how much the epidemic is. But then they don't read on down to see how it's caused.
I see the pain in your face. I see what this has done to your family. Yeah. And this is just not fair, is it?
No.
Take a break.
Everyone claims low prices. Fretter proves it. September 4th. A Sharp camcorder with tripod case and battery. Highland's price was $1,091. Ward's price was lower. But Fretter's everyday price for this Sharp camcorder package is by far the lowest. Only $899. Over $190 lower than Highland's price. More proof. It's always better to shop at Fretter.
Right now, Aldi has grade A fancy canned vegetables for just 29 cents. Get whole kernel corn, just 29 cents. Get cut green beans for 29 cents. Get sweet peas for 29 cents. Or butter beans, or pork and beans, potatoes, cream corn, kidney beans, sauerkraut, carrots, corn, sweet peas, butter beans, pork and beans, potatoes, cream corn, kidney beans, sauerkraut, carrots, whole kernel
Get
corn.
all these grade A fancy vegetables for just 29 cents every day, only at Aldi. Don't you think it's time you made a stop? Aldi, the stock-up store.
What comes out of a bag of Bench and Field dog food? Bright eyes, glossy coat, a healthy dog. Because what goes in Bench and Field pelleted dog food are meats and natural grains which provide the right balance of protein, vitamins, and minerals. No gimmicks, no tricks, just good, honest nutrition. When it comes to the best food for your dog, it's in our bag. Bench and Field dog food and dog biscuits, the choice of professionals.
In this hustle, bustle, no time for anything world, there's another way. Matrix invites you into the natural world of Système Biolage hair care. A refreshing, rejuvenating return to healthy hair for the look and feel of natural. Système Biolage, responsive hair care in harmony with your world. Système Biolage, you'll love the look. It's Matrix at fine salons.
Flight 4, schedule scheduled to depart at 5, then delayed to 6, will depart at 7 tomorrow morning. Phone first.
This is William Daniels.
And Ed Flanders.
Right now, our country is facing a medical emergency. It's called AIDS. It's so deadly that a lot of people would rather not think about it. But it's worth knowing the facts.
It certainly is. It's certainly better than an epidemic of ignorance and slander, which is what we're dealing with today. Your question.
Delia, have you ever been harassed by any of the other parents of other students in the schools?
Dina?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Like how? Tell us.
Well, there's this one family that lives really close to us, and when we first moved in, they were at our doorsteps all the time. All the time. Their kids were over playing, they were over visiting, and when it was time for Keith to hopefully going to a new school year at a new school, all of a sudden she disappeared. Her kids were not allowed to play with Keith, and just a lot of people started disappearing, what we called friends or parents of friends. They all disappeared. Their children started to disappear.
Tough question for both you and for Carol, Joey's mom. Do you blame them? Do you fault them? Children so precious to parents, even if it was only a 1% chance, why take the chance?
May I say something?
I'm not angry at them. I don't know if blame is the word that you want to use. I can understand that their fears have overcome. You know, they've been overcome with all their fears.
That the facts have been banished by fear.
That's the part that I have a problem with, is that they have this attitude, people have this attitude that Keith brought AIDS to Belleville, as if it had never existed before.
Is Belleville a lot like Hornell in upstate New York? Belleville?
There's about 47,000 people.
Oh, that's a substantial size town.
Substantial. But what Keith did is he brought the awareness of AIDS to Belleville. And it's been in the papers, it's been on the news, it's been so much around. And then these people who claim they know, but all of a sudden their attitudes change.
Now, Keith, you met a pretty famous guy, didn't you?
Bush.
Who was he?
President Bush.
The President of the United States himself. Look at that picture. That's President Bush on the right, in case you're wondering. Keith's not old enough to run for office yet, but the way he sounds. Do you think you ever want to grow up to be president? How come? How come?
It's too hard work.
It's a hard job. What do you want to grow up to be?
Police officer.
How about that? Good for you. Good luck. Good luck.
I heard each of these people refer to problems with the media, misinformation or frustrating information. On the monitor a moment ago, we were talking about educating the public and using the media and so forth. Maybe you can help them turn that around. Let the media do good instead of, I think they often are misleading intentionally.
Intentionally? I don't know about whether intentionally or by ignorance, but Carol, can you recall the most glaring piece of misinformation that you have heard, seen, or that you know is out there about this epidemic, about your son's case?
Through media?
Yeah.
Through the media? Actually, the media has been very sensitive and very clear at what they have to say. What I really feel is that, the secrecy breeds fear, and is coming from lack of education. Yeah. The media really has been good to us. It's getting back to your other question that you spoke with Keith's
Well,
mom.
I wonder if the media has been good. It's easy, I think, to be sympathetic to a youngster who got AIDS from a blood transfusion. My problem with the media generally is that when it comes to people like John Herbert, a gay man, his plight is a lot less popular with the people who control the communication industry, it seems to me. True or false, John?
True. Although we have had pretty good support from CBS in Los Angeles.
Okay, good. That's a great station out there, CBS in Los Angeles. I happen to know. It's our station. Hi.
Hi. It must be devastating, to even have AIDS. But, sweetheart, if you don't have it, that's what you're supposed to do. You come out and you teach us. You got a friend. You got a bunch of friends here in the audience. Do you understand? But the more you stay in and you forget about this life that God's given to you, nothing will ever happen. Who cares if you have it or you don't have it? You have to make sure that you know that you don't have it, so that we can get enough encouragement and give you encouragement. You can't live your life in the house. Come on out, sweetheart. There's a lot of us out here watching.
Take a break. Good advice. We're with you, Debbie. We're with you.
Next on the Midday News.
Good morning, I'm Steve Sanders. President Bush says he will go along with higher income taxes on the rich in exchange for capital gains tax cuts. The first group of Westerners to leave Iraq and Kuwait in nearly 3 weeks arrives in London via an Iraqi jetliner. Tropical storm Marco rakes Florida's Gulf Coast, knocking trees down and power out in the Tampa Bay area. And Miss America pays a visit to Oak Park, her hometown. Those stories and more coming up in the Midday News at noon.
For more than 3 generations, Dominic's has been loyal to its heritage by staying right here in Chicago. And while some grocery stores may be driven to build bigger chains, we're driven to build stronger links. Food for thought from Dominic's.
Fall chickens may feel fresh at the store, but they don't all start out feeling that way. I never freeze my chickens, but most of my competitors blast theirs with air that's 40 degrees below zero. So they can start out like this, and the government still lets them call themselves fresh. Well, they can call themselves anything they want, but I'd hate to try this with one of my fresh chickens.
If you or someone you know has recently been injured in an accident, know your rights. You should be asking legal as well as medical questions, and you may be entitled to compensation. The affiliated law firms of Edward H. Mankus help people who have been injured in accidents. Call toll-free 1-800-289-6000 for a free phone consultation. Attorney's fees are charged only if you are paid for your claim. Know your rights. Call now, 1-800-289-6000. This is a free call.
To demonstrate the new Kick the Habit gradual smoking withdrawal system, we're comparing nicotine to the grasp of a beast. But with the Kick the Habit level 1 filter, your nicotine intake is reduced. You'll feel more like this. In a week, switch to level 2. The grasp of nicotine is reduced even more. Week 3, level 3. Now you're ready to quit. And the monkey's off your back. Kick the Habit, the gradual smoking withdrawal system.
Talking about sex isn't always easy, and talking about sexually transmitted diseases is even harder. But AIDS is one sexually transmitted disease that we've got to talk about.
I believe in that, 100%. You parents can object to birth control education all you want, but if kids are sexually active and they're not protecting themselves, then I think that's the next area where this dread plague will strike. Arnie Gunderson, who is with Actors Equity, the union that represents, the association that represents, it's mostly stage actors, isn't it, Arnie?
Yes, right.
Tell me how, first of all, this epidemic has impacted on your membership, as much as the fact of the impact as the implication that actors are at risk, actors you know, they carry on, therefore they carry this virus. I mean, is it smearing the profession? Is it affecting your members?
It's interesting. Allison lives on the coast, and I live here in New York. We're both actors, and I think our perception of it would be different simply because of the industry. New York theater has always been, and probably theater across the country has been always thought of as a family group. And there's more of the attempt, the minute that, be it AIDS, cancer, heart disease, whatever it would be, there's the immediate reaction of the group to form a protective unit around the rest of the members of the family. And that seems to be what's happened here in New York to a large degree. Now, that does not mean that there is not a perceived discrimination. That does not mean that people don't come out yet and say, I mean, I know of a lot of cases of performers on Broadway right now who are HIV positive, but they don't declare the news to everybody else simply because there is a perceived discrimination. Plus, there's another kind of subtle discrimination, which I think we should talk about at some point, and that's the discrimination of being looked upon by our peers with pity. And nobody wants that.
John Herbert? Did you want pity?
No. I just wanted to be left alone. And
what kind of business were you in?
I was a customer service manager for a company that manufactures electrotherapy equipment.
How did people find out that you had the disease?
The personnel manager showed my medical insurance forms to various coworkers in the company.
Just as gossip? Just for fun?
I believe it was malicious.
Describe briefly how their relationship toward you changed after that.
Well, when I first started working there was the production manager, I believe, is homophobic. But everybody else liked...
Scared to death of gay people.
Right.
In English. Okay.
And everybody else accepted me because I was very professional and...
You did your job.
I did my job.
And you did it well.
Yes.
No disputing that.
No. And as time went on, I developed a peptic, because there was gay slurs and things of this sort.
Did someone once put this on your desk? Can you get a close-up of it? You see it's a noose? I'll come closer. It's a noose, and they've yellowed just a little reminder that you are responsible. Put this on your desk, did they?
Yes, about 2 weeks before I left.
And they put the paper covers on the toilet seats?
Yes, that was just shortly after I got back from vacation.
And you baked your cakes as you always do. On special occasions, you gave your cakes to your fellow workers. What'd they do?
They wouldn't eat them.
Did they do everything expressly or through implication to indicate to you that you were a pariah?
Yes.
Did it break your heart, John?
Yes, it did, because I loved my job. It was a very rewarding job because it was in the medical industry, and I felt that I was helping other people.
Why don't you sue the bastards? Take a break.
If you'd like to be part of our live studio audience, then write us at Geraldo Tickets, 524 West 57th Street, New York, New York, 10019. Or you can call us, 212-265-1283.
Hard to believe, but that was me, Dan Deerdorf, before I lost 40 pounds in 4 months with Ultra Slim Fast. Hey, I'm a big eater, but with Ultra Slim Fast, I never felt hungry. The plan is easy. I had a delicious shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. I'm back to my college playing weight, and I feel terrific. Best of all, I'm not shaped like one of these anymore.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Introducing Fisher-Price Baby Shampoo.
You can tell by that look, that life, that laugh, that care, that kiss, that smile, that splash. We've got a face you can trust.
Fisher-Price loves children, so we've created a baby shampoo with no unnecessary ingredients. It's as gentle to the eyes as water.
You can tell by that squeal, that giggle, that glug, that grin, that glow, that hot, that hug.
The new Fisher-Price Bath Care line.
We've got a face you can trust.
Every woman likes a man to look good, but have some men gone too far? Plastic surgery, facials, even male beauty pageants? Looking at the new man in the mirror, male vanity on the next Geraldo.
Look to Jewel for the widest variety. Save on one-roll Mardi Gras paper towels or 120-count Mardi Gras napkins. 4 packages are just $3. Spice up your menu plans with Hormel chili, only 99 cents for a 15-ounce can. And try original or light budget gourmet entrees. 3 packages are $5 for the widest variety.
It's a fact. These are New York Carpet World's lowest prices ever. We're opening 9 new stores in Florida with our biggest sale in history. Nobody beats these prices. Nobody even comes close. Yes, padding's free and credit's free, but in addition, for this incredible sale, you need no money down, and you make no payments till next April. Hurry, absolutely the lowest carpet prices, no money down, padding and credit both free. Incredible grand opening sale ends Saturday at New York Carpet World.
When he created the first Department on Aging in America as Lieutenant Governor, his staff was the smallest in the entire state government. As Attorney General, he cut his own budget 4 times in 6 years, yet he successfully prosecuted consumer ripoffs and cracked down on nursing home abuse. When Neil Hartigan says it's time to make government do a better job with the money it already has first, it's real, because Neil Hartigan already has. It's time for a change. Neil Hartigan, Governor.
Excuse me, Coach, but I think you're out of your league.
What?
Well, Encore is too much food for one person.
Are you saying I can't finish all those tender flame-broiled Salisbury steaks?
Well, Encore's a 2-pound family-size entree. You can't eat all this by yourself.
This is a trick to get your family over for dinner, right?
Coach, you're way off base. I'll just bring my son to shortstop.
For tasting more, it's Encore.
Always a hit.
Let me go right to John and Mark. John Hamill, on your, let's see, be your right is with the ACLU. He's based in Chicago. Mark Wojcik is an attorney, specializes in international health law. Give me a two-shot of these gentlemen. I'm going to ask them some quick legal questions. I said, you know, in my emotional state, sue the bastards. Is there a lawsuit? Does he have a cause of action?
He has a cause of action. I mean, he's one of hundreds of cases in this country: employment discrimination, housing discrimination, school discrimination. There are people who are HIV positive who brought the suits, the mothers, the sisters, the brothers, the people who work with them. The important thing for people to remember is the people here have very good stories to tell, but this is a very small percentage of the people around the country who are facing this type of discrimination every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Getting worse, John, as the plague gets worse?
It's getting worse. The ACLU has done a national study that's shown that the incidence of discrimination is increasing more than the disease is increasing. You see it a lot in the people who should never do it, the people who provide health care. Dentists, doctors, surgeons who are turning people away who need the care.
Dina, how come you never sued in Keith's behalf or on behalf of your family for the tainted transfusion that he got?
Because there's no way of proving which one.
Which of the many?
Of the many infusions. And I've looked into it, and lots of people said that they've come to dead ends. And it's also a time process, a very long, drawn-out time process.
I understand that. Carol, did you ever seek redress for what happened to our pal Joey?
I'm going to pass on that question right now.
Okay, you don't have to. If you have a lot of people have legal implications. Now, Doug, you and John are, describe it.
Love it. For over 8 years.
8 years?
Over 8 years.
We have heard what happened to him. Did you, first of all, are you HIV positive?
I can't answer that question now.
Okay, you don't have to. But have you suffered discrimination as well because of what happened to John?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was there when John had his heart attack. I was there. I was there when the discrimination was going on against him, when his business cards were thrown in the trash. The John has AIDS was written on the blackboard. I mean, the list just goes on and on. We've even had to move from where we lived so we could get some peace and quiet. I mean, somebody that has the HIV infection, the last thing they need is stress, and right now we're in the process of getting John an expedited court date, trial date for the hearing, for his...
Come back to John Hamill from the ACLU. It would seem to me that, given the nature of the disease, is absolutely, positively a necessary legal reform that has to be instituted immediately. They have to have expedited court dates. I mean, in New York, in a civil suit, you can wait 5-7 years before you ever get before a judge.
Absolutely. There have been people who have, perfect cases, good evidence of discrimination, who've died before they can ever see the end result.
Charles Baxter, quickly, I want to introduce him. He is a fellow who attempted to open a home for AIDS patients in Belleville, which incidentally is Keith's
hometown, the city, the same city where this youngster was discriminated against, also fought him tooth and nail. I'm not going to have time to interview Charles, but you should know that this poor fellow sold his car, he sold all his personal belongings to fight that case in order to open this very necessary facility in the town of Belleville. He spent his last cent doing it, and today, what's the status with the place you tried to open to care for AIDS patients?
As a result, I had to close it. I couldn't get any financing from the city, from the government. I went to a group of 22 chaplain ministers at one time, thinking that they would have a little more compassion, and I begged for help. And they as much as said that these people were going to hell and that I was going to hell for taking care of them.
Give me 2 minutes, come back.
24 hours a day, there's an Osco pharmacist ready to help you to fill your prescriptions or refill a prescription from any other Osco to help you feel better. For the nearest one, call 1-800-654-OSCO, day or night.
The future belongs to he who knows how to wait. But wait too long, and you can kiss $3,000 goodbye. This is your last chance. Qualified first-time car buyers financing with GMAC get $3,000 cash back on the last of the 1990 Pontiac Grand Prix. But only for a limited time, so hurry, or you can say goodbye.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, there's something you should know. Some insurance companies are quick to offer a settlement in their own best interest. Now, before you sign something you don't understand, call the Injury Helpline. Talk to an attorney near you for free, one who will explain your legal rights and costs. There are no attorney fees unless you receive payment for your injuries. The insurance companies have attorneys working hard on their side, and so should you. Call 1-800-252-1988.
People used to tell Dave to just eat less and exercise more. Well, when you weigh 300 pounds, it just doesn't work that way.
When my dad gets home, we're going to play catch. He used to not be able to play because he was so big. Now he's just like a normal dad. But he does need work on his grounders.
When you can't face failure one more time, turn to Light Life, a very special medical weight loss program for people 75 pounds or more overweight.
For transcripts, please send $3 to Journal Graphics, Geraldo Transcripts, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007. Or call 212-227-READ.
I want to thank all of our guests for having the courage to come forward, and tell their stories. Go right to Mom. Go to Betty, though. Betty, now that you've heard what the audience members have said to your daughter, are you going to help us encourage her to get out of that house and live her life, even if she has to leave that town with no pity? Remember that one?
Right.
Isn't that what it is? A town with no pity.
Well, she's coming out because she's now a single foster parent.
Really? You have a child? Oh.
I have two.
Come on. Eligible men up there, upstate New York. Joey, I want to thank you for your courage. You look great, kid. Have fun with your skateboard in Washington. Keith, I want to thank you. Come here. You get AIDS from having sex. You get AIDS from blood. You don't get AIDS from hugging. You don't get AIDS from being around good-looking youngsters like this. Wave to the people and say, be sensitive. Say, goodbye, America. See you soon. See you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Years, people have gone out of their way to shop at Dominic's. That's because for over 65 years, we've gone out of our way to give them a reason. Food for thought from Dominic's.
Joan Esposito and Warner Saunders today on Channel 5 News at 4.
All right, you asked for it, and we got it. A male contraceptive.
Now,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Once a week, he goes to the doctor, he has to drop his pants and get a shot. Huh? I'm telling you. Now, how do you know he went to get his shot?
We'll go with him.
I would get a couple of Polaroid pictures of that just to make sure. Alvin Paulson, M.D., you are professor of medicine, University of Washington. You're on the loop from our satellite from Seattle. Our station there is KIRO, and we greet you from New York City. I assume the weather is all is well in the Pacific Northwest. Doctor, let me, before we get into this thing, tell them who else is here. Bill and Krista Cole. He's sterile. Or was. Or are you now?
Yes.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, I'm sterile. It's been a while since we've had men brag about this. And he can get it back. And the most important question for the men is, when you take the pill, what worries me about taking a male contraceptive is that I won't be able to get it. Oh, thanks a lot. It's an hour show you've come along with this. Well, as you can see, Dr. Paulson, first things first. As a matter, well, okay, Bill, let's talk to you here. Let me just tell them about Bill and Krista. Here is a happily married couple, mid-20s, married 4 years, 2 kids they have. And once a week, Bill goes to the doctor's office, and he gets the shot. They want to know about libido here, Bill. There is no, you don't feel any change at all, do you?
No change. It's the same.
So this is biochemical, hormonal, and everything else works, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, Krista, you'll confirm this, I hope.
He works.
Okay, fine. Well, fine. With a little luck, we won't have to talk about this anymore on the program. All right, Dr. Paulson, what's the story here? Tell me what you're doing there.
Well, Phil, we started about 3 years ago to carry out the first field trial ever to test the efficacy, or in other words, the failure rate of a male contraceptive agent that was given by injections. We participated in a 10-center study carried throughout the world under the support of the World Health Organization, the NIH, and Conrad.
And, yeah.
And these studies are designed to, in a similar fashion to the oral contraceptives that women take, to shut off the signals from the brain that furnish energy to the testis to put out both male hormone and sperm. Mm-hmm. Now, because we're injecting male hormone, there's no effect on libido or any of the other aspects of the body that are controlled by male hormone.
Right. All right, now just very briefly, Doctor, we'll go back over this, but I don't want to, you're the scientist, so first of all, you've been doing this since '73, these trials, huh?
Right. Originally, scientists throughout the world were doing a dose-seeking, drug-seeking exercise to determine which would be the best candidate for this field trial. And it was determined the simplest and the most effective would be injections of male hormone.
Right. Injections. Okay. So we should only wonder how many women will wonder if he's telling the truth. We should also say that men have the same, might have the same anxiety about whether she took the pill. So we're never going to have a perfect enlightenment here. And we should also say that the injection, you got to wait like 6 months, don't you, till the sperm count goes away?
Well, it varies. Sometimes it's as quick as 4 weeks, and sometimes it takes up to 12 to 16 weeks. But the latter, the long term, is a minority of the people.
Right. The real value, and I assume someday you hope to be able to create an oral prescription for the same biochemical response, do you? Or do
Well, that would be our hope, but most of the male hormone preparations that can be taken orally have the potential for some side effects. So our goal after testing this concept with the weekly injections is a compound, a look-alike compound that lasts 3 to 4 months so that the interval would be 3 to 4 months between injections.
And the big value of this, or one of the many values of this, is it's not intercourse related. You don't, like the anovulant pill, you don't have to worry about pots and pans and going to the medicine cabinet.
Right, I think that was the real benefit of the oral contraceptive pills that women started taking in the late 50s and the early 60s, because you didn't have to stop and do something while foreplay and during intercourse.
Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
I think this is great. I think the men should have to worry about it for once. I've got 3 kids, and my husband had to be sterilized because we felt that we didn't want to have no more kids right away. I couldn't take the pill because of female problems, and
yeah.
I just feel like we may have wanted another kid later on, but now it's too late.
Yeah. Did you? He's had a vasectomy, has he?
Right.
Well, you speak for millions of women, I'm sure, and I appreciate very much your call. Kindly direct your attention to Bill and Krista Cole here. Let's get the personal experience with this thing. Did you answer the ad in the paper?
No, I saw it on the talk show, local news magazine.
In Seattle?
Yeah, in Seattle.
And Dr. Paulson was being interviewed, and he said, here's what we've got going, and you have 2 kids, and you love them dearly, I'm sure. But I'm not even sure. I don't know. This is none of our business, but you might have wanted waited. Did you for parenthood? I don't know. I'm asking. Were the children planned?
Actually, our first baby was an in spite of birth control baby. So.
In spite of?
Yeah.
I see.
So,
Well, may we ask you, was it barrier or was it a pill?
Barrier.
Barrier, and the barrier didn't work.
Right.
Was it sponge?
Yeah.
It was. You probably want to know how I know that, don't you? Well, we have very good researchers. I hope I'm not telling people more than you want them to know, but certainly you're not the first person to get pregnant using the barrier method. Okay, so now you have 1 child, and then I think a couple years later you had another baby, so? Okay.
He was planned, and then we decided we weren't in a real big hurry to have a brood, so.
Yeah. So you saw then on this local show in Seattle, Dr. Paulson being interviewed, and you just kicked him right out the door and told him to get himself down there, did you?
Well, we decided that, I mean, when we talked about it, I think one thing is you can't say you're going to enter a medical experiment and expect the best results.
Right.
So part of what we talked about was just the fact that we both believe that, you know, by God, if men and women are going to be equal, you got to take some personal responsibility for making men equal. Right. So if that's what we believe, then he's got to go do it. And that's sort of what I said to him.
And when was his first shot? About, how long ago?
The first shot was in January.
Of this year?
Yes.
January. And then, and the only way we know this will work is a sperm count.
Right.
And sperm varies, could be, in the neighborhood of 100 million of those squigglies in one ejaculate, huh?
Right.
Yeah, squigglies is a medical term. I'll explain this to you later. So you got to count them, and how long did it take you to have no squigglies after your first shot?
March. So
January, February, March. That's about a little over 8 weeks then.
Right.
Okay. So, and you have, obviously, no baby since. So?
Right.
And you've been getting your monthly shot, have you? Or a weekly?
Weekly shot.
Weekly shot. It's a shot in the butt, I assume.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you gotta, listen, tell the truth here. What? Already this question, yes.
How much does it cost?
Well, he's in an experimental program, so I assume you get paid for this. You should.
We get a little.
Yeah, you're not going to Europe on the fee, I'm sure.
Right.
Okay. But when it becomes commercially, how about this, Dr. Paulson? Do you have any read on when, well, first of all, when, if ever, is this going to become commercially available?
Well, first question. In terms of cost, I want to emphasize that the present field trials are testing a concept as opposed to a product.
Right.
Because male hormone is on the market presently. Now, when the more ideal compounds that require injections only every 3 to 4 months or some other delivery system, I can't predict what the cost will be.
Right. Are you
now,
there? Yeah, I'm sorry, doctor. Go ahead.
Now, in terms of when it might be available, I used to say within 10 years, but that was very naive when you consider that it's been almost 200 years since a new male method was developed, and that's when vulcanization of rubber permitted mass production of condoms.
And as far as we know, that is the only widespread economically available birth control measure available to the man. Yes, ma'am.
How soon after the injections are stopped does the sperm
Very
count
good
come
question.
back?
When do the squigglies come back, doctor?
They come back within, I would say within a month, 2 to 3 to 6 months. Sometimes it takes a little longer. But now in terms of returning to the pre-injection level of sperm production, for 100% of men, it takes approximately 50-some weeks. But the squigglies...
A year we have to wait to get the squigglies back.
No, the squigglies come back sooner, but to the ideal level.
But wait a minute. If you laugh, I can't learn here. The squigglies come back sooner. You're talking about full restoration of sperm production.
Exactly.
So we really are more complicated, aren't we, than the women?
No.
No, not really.
I'm not flattering. I've offended half the audience here. Hang on a second.
What are the side effects to this product?
Side effects. Yes, Bill, you had some, did you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them.
I gained about 20 pounds, which isn't too bad for me, for where I'm at now, and I have some acne, but that's it.
Now, you don't look like you've gained 20 pounds. Haven't you lost some? Hasn't this been somewhat arrested, the acne and the weight gain?
Yeah, the weight gain is leveled off. I mean, I was, light, not heavy for my body when I started this, so 20 pounds is not, I'm not overweight. But my acne has receded a bit. It's mostly back on my shoulders, not on my face, so that's why you don't see it.
Well, look who's got a question. Hang on a minute. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, come on, a real live man person here.
What effects down the road do you see this having on maybe causing cancer or any diseases like that?
Doctor, please.
Okay, we've obviously been concerned with that possibility, and we do blood tests in terms of the fats in the blood, the cholesterol, and things such as that. We find no evidence of any effect on bone marrow, the kidney, the liver. Now, in terms of whether or not the prostate gland, which of course is dependent on androgen, will have adverse reactions, we haven't seen it yet, and we haven't seen it since we began the studies in 1972.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi, I'm the mother of 2, and what I wanted to know was, is this here available just about in every state?
No. No, that's the point here. Let me just get this in here. Dr. Paulson, I don't think you want to brag about this, but you're really almost alone out here with this kind of work, are you not?
Well, in terms of this particular field trial, we're the only ones in the United States that are conducting it. Now, there are other investigators in various universities throughout the country that are doing smaller studies to look at other type of approaches than the one that we're using.
Okay. Let me just show you who else is here. Rich and Deanne Plunkett join us. Here they are, not unlike the Coles. They are likewise in their mid-20s. They've been married 7 months. And you've been in Dr. Paulson's study since March. No, she's not pregnant, and no, they have no children. I assume whether or not
we're planning on it in the future,
probably
a couple of years from now.
Yeah. Who was thrilled? You were thrilled when you heard about this, huh?
Well, we saw it on television, and I thought it's about time that a method for the man to take responsibility comes about.
Well, holy cow.
I mean, let's face it.
It's too late for your daughter. Deanne already got him. But isn't this audience pleased to see a male expressing his a feeling that he has a responsibility
toward... Well, we had the sensitive man of the 80s. Now it's time for the responsible man of the 90s.
Very good. Very good. We're on your team, Rich. Deanne, you were skeptical. Tell us.
Well, I was wondering, it is brand new, and being that it is brand new, you don't know what the long-term side effects are going to be. Right. And you don't know. We are just now married, and we do plan on having children. And if this is going to cause him to not be able to have children, I was a little worried about that. But we were really well convinced by Dr. Paulson. His research and the study has gone along real well. So it's not...
did you bring to your marriage any misgivings about oral contraception?
No, I was on the pill, actually, at the time when we got married. I've been on it for other reasons, and I was not having the best results with it. I was having some other, side effects with the pill, and I wasn't real happy with it. So when he, said he wanted to do that, I was like, that's fine.
Was this irregular periods?
It was, I had some weight gain, I had some really bad mood swings, mostly like
Thanks
that.
for the personal information.
On the side effects, as far as my side of it goes,
nothing.
Nothing, zero.
No acne, no weight gain.
No. As a matter of fact, I've lost 4 pounds.
Really?
My cholesterol has dropped 30 points.
And one more time for the guys in the
I don't
cheap
mind.
seats back here, there's no libido change at all. Your sexuality is not...
How do you feel about that?
No. Jerry Farley, here he is. He's in his mid-40s. I trust you won't be upset if I call you the senior member of our panel here, Jerry. You do have one child. You are divorced, but you and your ex-wife were, I assume, both presented to this. 1973 you were into this.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. With Dr. Paulson.
Yes.
So you, boy, aren't you Lewis and Clark here? Or one or the other. And you stopped participating after 10 years. I think your marriage ended and you decided there were other priorities, et cetera. Am I doing good here?
Dr. Paulson was probably tired of me also.
Right. But it worked for you, you're here to say, huh?
Yes, it did. It worked fine. Although I took 5 different chemicals, 2 of those trials included the material that these couples are taking now.
Uh-huh. And your sperm count went to 0 and all that, huh?
Yeah, it went down when it was supposed to, and it went up afterwards.
How long after discontinuing the shots was your sperm manufacturing process restored?
Well, the first time, it must have come back awfully fast because I have a 14-year-old daughter. So I suspect it might have been just a few weeks, and I was back to potency that first time. But the other times was much more successful, took longer.
The point here is that apparently all your candidates vary significantly then. Is that so, Dr. Paulson?
Yes, that's the key, is that there is variability both in terms of the suppression of sperm count and the return.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi, yes.
Go ahead.
I was wondering if the side effects were as bad for a man as they would be for a woman that was taking the pill.
Are the side effects as bad for a man as they might be for some women who take the pill?
No,
Doctor.
I think they're less, Phil. The slight weight gain, average of 6 pounds if you consider all the volunteers, and less than 10% develop acne.
Right. Now, we've established there's no alteration of sexual energy. We got that. Okay. Testosterone, there's no mood change. Is that so?
At the present time, Phil, we haven't detected any in our volunteers.
And you do not, the testosterone in these subjects during, I call you subjects, during these experiments continues to be manufactured in the body, right?
Well, it goes down to low levels, but you can't differentiate what you're giving and what the body's making. We measure the total amount of male hormone in the blood.
Okay, but they have to shave as often during the test as they did before, isn't that so?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you say absolutely. You would think that with the diminished output of testosterone that might have some sort of secondary characteristic influence.
No, because, Phil, you're supplementing with the injections what the body is making, and so that the total or the sum is normal.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yes. Women have been guinea pigs for a long time in the issue of birth control, and I was wondering if a lot of men are interested in this program or being part of this program.
How about it, Doctor? Show them your ad here. Here's how you get your participants. This appeared in the Seattle Times and Seattle Post-Intelligencer. Here you are. Interested in male I'll read it to you. As part of a research study investigating potential male contraceptive agents, married couples or men and women in stable relationships are needed to participate in a clinical trial of testosterone as an agent to cause reversible infertility, contraception. Wow. Volunteers will be compensated. For details, attend an information seminar or make a private appointment with the study physician. Call Elaine at 324-2282. Okay, how do you read this as a social thing, a cultural thing now, Doctor? Tell us what you see here.
Well, when I first started out the studies in 1971-72, I was deeply concerned about being able to get volunteers because I'd been brainwashed that men wouldn't be interested. When we first put the ads in, I told my secretary, would she mind staying home for 3 days and answering the phone if anybody answered. In those 3 days, we had over 150 calls.
This is the early 70s.
Right.
Now, we've also, we've got a break here. But we went through the 70s, and we had the pill, and the pill really became sort of the, birth control method of choice, at least by default. Is it true that 80% of childbearing women have at one time or another used the pill? Is that right?
Early on, that's probably true, but in the early 70s, a very interesting thing occurred. When one of the senators, Senator Nelson from Wisconsin, conducted some hearings in Washington and brought focus on the small number of women that had side effects, why there was a sharp drop in taking the pill, and a lot of men, considered to be around 750,000 per year, appeared for vasectomy.
And now we have another breast cancer scare, dutifully reported by USA Today and other popular mass media communication periodicals, suggesting that post-50 women who've been on the pill for a protracted length of time have an increased risk of breast cancer. Huh?
Well, Phil, that's very controversial, but it has been reported by some investigators.
Yeah. Now, this was a Long Island study, you know. That's right down the street here. So, right, we don't want to scare anybody, but, you know, this still is America. We don't want to hide this information either. So, once again, a kind of a dragon looms over this pill. I mean, this pill, you know, goes back and forth. We thought it helped breast cancer for a while, or it retarded the possibility, inhibited the, huh? Is that so?
Right, but I think I want to emphasize that the development of male contraception should not be perceived as competing with a pill. What we're really competing with is vasectomy, which is very difficult to reverse.
And you can't claim any protection against STDs or AIDS or anything else, because this is an intra-body thing, huh?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. What? Let me get somebody who has it. Yeah.
I don't understand how testosterone is used. I mean, doesn't that produce or help to produce male sperm? And if you're injecting it into the body...
I think it would produce more sperm.
Yeah. Layman's terms.
I'm sorry?
That's the only way I understand it, is layman's terms, is it synthesizes the body's testosterone. It fools the body, so to speak, that you are producing testosterone. Hence, your body shuts down testosterone production.
But you're getting testosterone.
That's correct, but it's synthetic.
The brain to the pituitary to the testes.
It's
and apparently the brain tells the pituitary, that's it, we don't need it anymore, and shuts it down. I understand all this, but I don't have time for it. This is a good question, Doctor. We'll give you a chance to speak with authority to this question. Very good question. But first, let me do some business here. We'll be back with the male contraceptive in just a moment.
Dad, did they have Raisin Bran when you were a kid? You know, in the olden days.
Well, yeah, we had Raisin Bran. I think Total Raisin Bran's better.
How come?
Well, it's got more vitamins for big guys like you and old guys like me.
The most nutritious Raisin Bran is Total Raisin Bran, with 100% of 11 vitamins and minerals.
Dad, how'd you get to be Dad?
Eat your Raisin Bran.
Do the best that you can with Total Raisin Bran.
When it comes to great holiday pumpkin pies, there are no two ways about it. Mrs. Brinker's is Mrs. Smith's. And because, as she says, this is family, Mrs. Tonelli's pumpkin pie is always Mrs. Smith's. Mrs. Smith's pumpkin pie. Right from using pumpkins grown especially for us, they're made with exceptional care, which is precisely why even Mrs. Smith's pumpkin pie is Mrs. Smith's. For the holidays, every family's pie should be.
Today, on Channel 5 News at 4.
How passengers came to the rescue of a mugging victim on the CTA, forcing the robber to leap 40 feet from the train to the ground below. In health news, an experimental drug that may offer relief for many women who suffer from a common and annoying form of incontinence. And a big hometown welcome today in Oak Park for the new reigning Miss America, Marjorie Judith Benson.
Join Joan Esposito and Warner Saunders today on Channel 5 News at 4.
For over 65 years, we've been giving you exceptional values, and we're not about to break with tradition now. Our C products are just $3.29 for a 12-pack of 12-ounce cans. Enter Dominic's 65th anniversary sweepstakes, and you just might win a Chevy Lumina, courtesy of your Chicagoland Chevrolet and Geo dealers, or hundreds of other prizes. Dominic's, old enough to know better value.
Boy, I love coming to Electric Avenue at Montgomery Ward. The hottest brand names with the best features and at great low prices. Here, take a look. It's Tappan's Remarkable Range Rebate. Get this Tappan gas range or electric range, your choice, only $664.99 after rebate. Both are self-cleaning with electronic oven controls. Save during Tappan's Remarkable Range Rebate. Hottest brands, a low price guarantee. That's Electric Avenue. Now you're cooking. And come in now to tape a free video message to your loved one serving in the Mideast at Montgomery Ward.
Hi, I'm glad you waited. Go ahead. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'd just like to comment that I think it's great that men are taking, could take a better role here in sharing the part of the relationship that goes with birth control. But as concerned to the way you open your show, I really think that men should be trusted a little more. I don't think, the wife should follow them or go with them to the doctor to make sure they get their shot.
Well, I did say that. I was, of course, in my own limp way, trying to make a joke.
Knows I'm getting the shots. She is
knows,
giving
yeah,
me
but you're
the
married.
shots.
We're not worried about
No, she is giving me the shots.
She gives you the shot.
Hey, you want to know, when I say I want it, Phil,
she gives
when I
you
say
the
I
shot.
want it, she doesn't have to say it.
Well, this is more
she
like
can do
it. Yeah, I agree with you, caller, and I thank you for making the point. Yes.
I just want to ask the doctor a question. Of all the men who have been on this birth control and have had children afterwards, have they had any problem with birth defects in their children? Are they normal, healthy children?
Doctor.
Phil, and that's actually an excellent question. I should emphasize, yes, they have been normal children, but it's interesting that the injection of male hormone has also been used to treat male infertility by shutting down the system, hopefully letting the system repair itself, and then getting a rebound effect. And so this was started in about 1950, and there have been no significant abnormalities in those children.
That's how we got the anovulin pill. John Rock was studying women who couldn't get pregnant.
Right.
And so we've got the same serendipity here with, yeah.
Has anyone had any problems conceiving after they had the injections?
Not to my knowledge, and I'm sure that my volunteers, I always invite them to contact
Yeah,
me.
listen to the doctor. What? What'd you say?
Excuse me. What I'm saying is none to my knowledge, and I've always encouraged the volunteers to contact me if they have any health problems.
Yeah. How many volunteers have you actually amassed during this undertaking?
Well, Phil, since 19...
Round numbers.
Yeah, we're about 700 and some.
Yes, sir.
What men shouldn't take this?
All right.
Men who are afraid of needles.
You'd be really surprised by the number of men who are not willing to do this. I was talking to people after they said we were going to be on the show, and a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, who's probably the most feminist man that I know, said, well, isn't it dangerous? And I said, well, there aren't really side effects that they know of, long-lasting kinds of side effects. He said, but you're going to play with men's hormones. I mean, that's got to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And I said, hey.
Yeah.
I said, hey, it's the same thing you do to women.
Oprah's been saying this for how long, that men aren't worth beans.
Really?
Let's show her.
She's
hey,
been saying
men,
that, has she?
Hey, I've heard enough men bashing. Men are responsible human
The thing
beings.
is, Rich, that this guy this is a common kind of reaction. He said, hey, it's different for men to have to play with their hormones than it is for women. Like, there was a real delineation between the two.
Well, we are accused of being more fragile about our own identity. Well, we are. And I don't think it's necessarily wrong to discuss the possibility that we're not speaking about all men, and if...
Well, let's see. How many men in the audience would take an effective male birth control
Well, I don't know if this is a controlled study here.
Oh, come on.
Are there any men, I'll tell you a better question, are there any men who'd be willing to stand up and say, hey, you're not going to alter my gonads? Huh? You only got 2 and you're not going to fool around, right?
Yeah. See, women, do they stick things in their butt? I wouldn't stick anything in my butt, seriously.
I don't. She does.
You would?
No, I
You'd be
wouldn't.
afraid of a shot? Well, what if you... Did you get vaccinated? What do you want? We'll give it to you in the arm. How's that?
That'd be better. That'd be better.
The arm would be all right with you. It's about getting a shot in the butt that bothers you. Well, it's got a sensitive butt. I don't know. Yes.
Out of the people who have applied for the studies, are any of the men unmarried? I want to know if single men do this.
Yes, you do. Your ad called for a study relationship. Doctor, you don't have to produce a marriage certificate for this, do you?
Absolutely not. In this field trial that we're carrying out, we would prefer to have someone that has a stable union with one partner.
But that wasn't always the case in the earlier years. I mean, whether or not you had a partner at all or whether you had multiple partners didn't matter. What mattered is that you were willing to participate. And I think Dr. Paulson would attest to this. When I first got in this in 1973, there was no lack of volunteers. There was lots of men then who were interested in doing it, and there's lots of men who are interested in doing it today. I think we're maligned.
Well, the reaction I get from my friends and the people I've talked to about this, they're positive. And I mean, nobody has jumped the gun and gone to see Dr. Paulson yet, but somebody is close to doing it that I know. He's thinking about it, and I think that's real good. It's been real positive, especially the women that know about this. They're like, this is great. Why didn't they have this, 20 years ago?
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Why are Dorman's light cheeses healthier than most other cheeses? It's simple. We're pushing ourselves a little harder. We're working our tails off. We're busting our hooves. No wonder Dorman's Delicious Light Swiss has 33% less fat, and Dorman's Low-Call Munster is America's favorite low-cholesterol cheese alternative. Why our gals are so serious about being in shape, they don't even like to be called cows. Light cheese and low-call from Dorman's. No one works harder to give you less. Girl.
I got it.
Hey, we got some soda. OJ, purple stuff, Sunny Delight.
What's in this? Tastes like orange and tangerine.
Yeah, lime.
Some healthy junk, too.
Whoa.
What
are you doing? I'm thirsty. What?
Problem, guys?
Way to be, Mrs. Jackson. Come on.
Sunny Delight. Kids get the taste, moms get the credit.
I want some more.
Each year, thousands of people are hurt at work. And then to add insult to injury, they're not even given the compensation they deserve. I'm Doug Llewellyn for Balkan and Doran, reminding you that under workers' compensation, you're entitled to a lot more than just weekly benefits and medical bills. What you're entitled to could be thousands of dollars more. So if you've had an accident, call Balkan and Doran at 1-800-INJURED now.
Takes a lot of stuff for a balanced diet, and that can include taking 2 of these Pepperidge Farm Hearty Slices, nutritious breads with 3 kinds of wholesome bran. Take 2 slices and call me for lunch. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Pepperidge Farm Light-Style Breads. Moist and rich, but light in calories. A tasty way to help stay in shape for your favorite activities.
I'm Jim Tillman, inviting you to the Senior Citizens Art Network's Later Impressions 1990, a juried art exhibition at Illinois Center, October the 9th through October the 30th.
Donahue's coming to the Park West Theater in Chicago for a week of shows from October 22nd through the 26th. For tickets to any one of these 5 shows, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Donahue Tickets, WMAQ NBC Tower, 454 North Columbus Drive, Chicago, 60611. 2 tickets per request.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
I'm glad you waited, caller. Hi.
Yes, my husband has a natural low sperm count, and we've tried for 10 years, and I am 9 months pregnant right now.
Good for you.
Thank you. We are looking for an alternate birth control because I cannot take birth control.
Right. Would his low sperm count be in any way jeopardized by this? Is that your question?
Yes.
You hear that, doctor?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, Phil, we actually use the administration of male hormone to treat men with relative infertility and low sperm counts.
Right. But she's worried since he's got a low sperm count anyway. Would the interruption? No.
No.
Wouldn't.
No bad effect.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a question for the doctor. Once this experimental stage is over, do you see these injections being admitted to the general public, like an over-the-counter kind of thing, or by prescription?
Well, I would think that most of the contraceptive agents that are chemicals that have to be given to otherwise normal people will probably always be prescription items, at least in the United States.
But, and incidentally, how many of your test subjects inject themselves? Or have a partner do it, as in the case of the Plunketts?
Right.
Do you do it too, incidentally?
No.
No.
His doctor does.
Why? You know, you're squeamish, huh? You don't
I
wanna...
never knew it was an option, but I don't think I'd...
You know.
I just go to my doctor's office
Yeah,
every
it's
week.
a funny picture, you know. You turn the lights down and light the candles and the wine and the 2 glasses, you know, and all of a sudden, wham! Whoa! And wait till tomorrow night, you know, because you're going to have to treat him for this major injury. How many of your own, how many do their own shot giving?
Well, first of all, during this experimental period, when we're obligated to provide data that we can verify to the public,
right,
we have to have means of making certain that the injections are taken.
We can only, we should get this in here. This is from the National Research Council and Institute of Medicine. I hope we're not upsetting anybody. You're allowed to approach this very intimate issue with a little humor, however feebly attempted. Let us know this, that the consequence of contraception worldwide has enormous political implications, not to mention life-saving implications, and et cetera. We've all seen the pictures of places on Earth where babies are malnourished and lots of other things. And should these people at least have an opportunity to exercise birth control? Here's what the National Research Council Institute of Medicine makes clear. Currently available contraceptive methods are not well suited to the religious, social, economic, or health circumstances of many Americans, substitute many human beings. The significant gaps that currently exist in the range of available methods could be filled in part by developing new, safe, effective, and acceptable contraceptive methods for men, for breastfeeding women, for teenagers, for older women, and for those with a particular health condition or illness. You subscribe to that, do you, doctor?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When are we going to get this in pill form, and how come you can't give the Coles and the Plunketts a pill? Why shouldn't he have one of those little round things where it's got the days on it and all that?
Well, first of all, in order for the male hormone to escape being destroyed before it has its effect, you have to change the molecule, and changing the molecule has a potential for damaging the liver.
I knew that. I think I understand. So the side effect of the oral ingestion would introduce the chemicals into parts of the body where you don't want it to be influencing.
Well, and also it might damage the liver as it passes through.
I see. I see. And the injection is bloodstream only?
No, it passes through, but it doesn't contain the changes in the molecule that are potentially harmful to the liver.
Right. Can we agree that you're never going to have a widely used male contraceptive that needs as its vehicle of introduction a needle?
I think that this is true. Now, I can't predict what's going to develop in the laboratories 5, 10 years from now.
Did you want to end this? Have a question?
No. The question I was going to ask was the social one, whether there were a lot of problems that Dr. Paulson...
Getting men to do this?
Yes.
He's saying that.
No, not just men to do this, but is there an outcry against this from the larger population, from the religious
who don't want
groups,
interfering with the thing?
Right. The pro-choice for the pro-lifers.
Pro-life, yes.
Pro-lifers.
Well, Phil, if
Are
I
they
might.
giving you trouble?
You sure might. Go ahead.
I've heard so much about, there's so much animosity between pro-life, pro-choice. Let's get at the root of the problem. Let's prevent them before they happen.
And then you don't have to make a decision about choice. Or
get it before it happens.
I got a break here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have you noticed that AT&T is turning out a few more commercials than normal lately?
Can I get it in writing? What I need is instant credit.
So where are the big savings?
Why do you think they need so many? Maybe there's another long-distance company out there that's better.
Dying because of medical negligence.
Could a medical mix-up cost you your life?
Americans just trust doctors too much. They just take it for granted.
We are human. We make mistakes. Next, Donahue. Donahue at 3, followed by Channel 5 News at 4.
Through the years you've known us by so many different names. We've grown together to serve you better. Our commitment's still the same. Certa Saver.
Now at Sturk's, Butera, and Certa Saver stores, save on Star-Kissed tuna. Packed in oil or water, they're just 49 cents a can. And the 4 packs of Dial bath soap are now just $1.69.
Certa Saver, the independent stores that give you more.
All chickens may feel fresh at the store, but they don't all start out feeling that way. I never freeze my chickens, but most of my competitors blast theirs with air that's 40 degrees below zero. So they can start out like this, and the government still lets them call themselves fresh. Well, they can call themselves anything they want, but I'd hate to try this with one of my fresh chickens.
If you only think of your car when you think AAA, think again. Because AAA can be of service for all your personal and professional travel. La Quinta Inns have joined with AAA, offering convenience, dependability, and value in over 200 locations nationwide. For information on La Quinta Inns, America's #1 hotel value, call 1-708-952-8770. AAA Travel and La Quinta Inns, 2 of the most trusted names in travel value.
Excuse me, Coach, but I think you're out of your league.
What?
Well, encore is too much food for one person.
Are you saying I can't finish all those tender flame-broiled Salisbury steaks?
Well, encore's a 2-pound family-size entree. You can't eat all this by yourself.
This is a trick to get your family over for dinner, right?
Coach, you're way off base. I'll just bring my son to shortstop.
For tasting more, it's encore.
Always a hit.
All right, doctor and panel, with time running out, we got lots of enthusiasm in this audience, sir.
On behalf of all these women behind me, they want me to ask you, what are the age parameters, young, old, and when can you start?
Yeah. How old are your parameters?
Well, in terms of the volunteers, we usually try to between 19 and 45 years of age.
But that's for your test. Presumably there would be no age limit.
Oh, there would be no age limit.
Yeah.
With every test, there's a failure rate. What is his failure rate?
Yeah, what is it, doctor?
Well, first of all, the first field trial we carried out, the test was to evaluate only those men whose sperm counts went to 0 by laboratory diagnosis. That was 67% in the 10 centers. And then they went 1 year with the weekly injections, and there was about 200 and some couples for 1 year, and only one pregnancy occurred, and it was doubtful about that pregnancy, the details of it.
I was wondering if there's any similar studies going on in any other countries.
Yes, as I mentioned, the 9 other studies are being carried out. 1 in Scotland, 1 in France, 2 in Australia, 2 in China, and some of the other countries
Lots
are
of
also
hands in
involved.
the air here, Doctor. Yeah.
Well, I know in general it's often hard enough to get men to wear condoms, and with the fear of AIDS, I would be concerned about a disincentive for men wearing condoms with the introduction of this.
But we already have that.
I see what he's saying. He's afraid if you give enough men shots, then they're going to forswear their condoms.
But see, that's what's happened. I mean, we had the pill for years and years and years, and we got completely away from condoms until the AIDS crisis came. So it's not like it would be anything new.
Plus the fact we need to have something around for when the AIDS crisis is over, and the 10 years it's taken is a long time to develop something. We need something available when it can be used. Yeah, right.
One thing that's been passed up here that I
Running
haven't
out of
heard.
time.
Okay, one thing that's been passed up so far has been the man's, what happens to a man should a pregnancy occur. A lot of times we're not thinking about that. And let's face it, guys, that's 1/3 your salary out the door if you end up with I mean, it's something to consider.
Yeah,
It's
it is something
to
to consider. We thank you and do not accuse you at all of being mercenary to make it.
Yeah, hi. Doctor, you said since 1973 you've been working on this. That's about 18 years now. How long did it take for the medical community to decide that the women's pill was safe enough for women to take?
Very good question. Now,
Well, actually, we started on the female pill in the mid-1950s, and it wasn't until 1962 that it became available on the market.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi. I know that women when they miss a pill, it messes them all up. What would happen if a man misses his shot?
Well, in our study, we're supposed to have our shots on Thursday. We have 1 day before or after that we can go. It's like if I forget on Thursday, which hasn't really happened, I can go on Friday and get it. So there's a little leeway with us.
Right.
It's only once a week.
But more practically, the question's an important one because you're conscientious participants in a program, and you also have 2 children, and right for the moment you don't want any more.
Right.
What would be the consequence of a missed pill? A missed shot?
Yes, Phil. If the sperm count is down and you miss 1 injection, chances are nothing bad would happen in terms of sperm appearing.
Yeah. Doctor, just give me your briefest speech. I'm sorry to do this to you. Someday I'll have 3 hours. It's not today.
No. Okay.
We don't have a whole lot of contraceptive work underway here, do we? And do we not have pharmaceutical companies backing away from this because of lawsuits and et cetera? Give them that pitch.
Well, first of all, historically, society has assigned women the primary role for family planning. So therefore, the structure of medicine, the economics of medicine, and everything is directed to the female. Secondly, in terms of the pharmaceutical companies, they're very concerned about the so-called breadwinner concept in terms of litigation. If something should happen to a man, whether it was related to the injection or not, they are concerned about litigation.
That's what they say. But boy, the money in this. Wow. Can you imagine?
But
we could call this, if you ever get the little dial things, we'll call it macho, or I don't know, we'll call it something maybe.
But see, we're much more willing to take risks with women than we are with men.
That's a good.
I mean, we're just more willing to do that.
Yeah. And because of women's vulnerability, they have traditionally been more willing to take them because there's nothing else out there, and you're the one with the baby, left holding the baby.
That's what needs to be changed. There has to be something else out there because it's time that the women said, hey, there are possibilities. We've got to pursue them. Let's do it now.
Are there other doctors in the whole medical community supporting this doctor?
How you get it? You getting it in the FDA? How you doing with the FDA and all that stuff?
Well, the FDA has been very reasonable in terms of letting us carry out these studies with proper data that's been submitted. In terms of other doctors, some of the obstetricians and gynecologists are concerned about doing their own thing on female contraception, so they're not as interested in male contraception.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Spectacular shots mean spectacular savings during Courtesy's Home Court Advantage sale. Carefree's decorative bathroom or kitchen faucet with spray, triple-plated finish, and 15-year limited warranty, only $24.95. Decorate your bath with Pace's solid wood vanity or medicine cabinet, only $64.88. Save 25% on all Pace products. Save 46% on elegant Kincaid bi-panel tub door, mirrored panel, and safety glass, only $88.88. You win with special savings during the Home Court Advantage sale at all Courtesy Home Centers.
I'm Al Pamani.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie Pamandi, and it's that time of the year again when you can get some great buys on the remaining 1990s.
And with that in mind, at Al Pamani Ford in Melrose Park, we've gone out and made a special purchase of 1990 Tempos, and they start at only $69.95.
And these 1990 Tempos come fully equipped with automatic air conditioning, power steering and brakes, power mirrors, tinted glass, stereo, and a rear window defroster.
At $69.95, these Tempos won't last long, so come to the original Al Pamani Ford in Melrose Park.
A car accident will change your life. Lost income, medical bills, your family's security. The decisions you make will affect you for a long time. That's why you need a professional, a lawyer who concentrates on helping accident victims. We can't change the fact you've been hurt, but we will make sure you get every financial benefit the law allows.
Harvey L. Wallner & Associates Help Accident Victims. In Chicago, call 708-JUSTICE. In the suburbs, call JUSTICE.
Tom Selleck.
I wanted to hire the finest long-distance marksman in the world. Have I?
Laura San Giacomo, the provocative beauty of sex, lies, and videotape. Alan Rickman, the unforgettable villain of Die Hard in a film by Simon Windsor. Emmy award-winning director of Lonesome Dove. Quigley Down Under. Rated PG-13.
Special sneak preview October 13th starts Friday, October 19th.
It's the fastest turkey ever. New microwavable Turkey Express from Genio. It's made from moist, tender pieces of turkey breast or dark turkey smothered in gravy for a great taste. It goes from freezer to table in just minutes. Turkey Express from Genio.
Question for the center couple. This is experimental and you have no children. Aren't you afraid something might happen?
From the research we've seen on the study, no, we're not at all.
Yeah.
And
We're not opposed to having children. We want to, so.
And you don't have any doubt you'll be able to at the time that you choose. Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Does this have the opposite of the effect of steroids? Should athletes worry about the diminished strength and...
yeah, how about aggressiveness, attitude, all that stuff? Doctor, excuse me.
I have noticed no change in my moods. I have actually lost weight on the study, whereas steroids generally increase weight.
Right.
The dose that we're talking about here is much less than that an athlete would use.
Would a hockey player be less inclined to body check a guy against the boards if he gets his shot?
I don't know. Let's see. No, I've noticed no difference either way.
You're laughing, doctor. I'm sure it's not the first time somebody's asked you this.
Well, no, this is a very important point, but as Mr. Plunkett said, the dosage of steroids, anabolic steroids, that the athletes take is 10-fold higher than these gentlemen are taking.
Okay, with not much time. Yes.
Is the test available on the East Coast?
Can you get it in the East Coast?
There's nobody else that in the United States that's doing this particular study.
Yes.
If a man is on any kind of medication, say for hypertension, can he have the injection?
Yeah. Go ahead.
During these initial studies, we're confining our participants to men who are otherwise healthy.
Okay, so whether or not it would be contraindicated for other medication remains to be seen then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Has this drug or any similar drug been approved in other countries?
There have been drugs of a different type that have been approved in other countries, but not for male contraception.
Over here.
I just think that, if this drug was more in demand, then the drug companies would be afraid of lawsuits.
That's exactly right. And we need more people out there demanding this type of research.
And making them more aware of this so it would be more in demand.
Yeah.
That's right.
You could get them, get the drug, with a six-pack.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I think that shot form, I can't picture my husband going there once a week for a shot. If you had a
How
pill
about if
every
you gave
day-
it to him?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, that's the story with the Plunkett.
But I don't take a shot every week. I take something every day, and it's no problem.
The study is to actually go to an implant or a long-lasting shot so that it wouldn't be weekly. You could get an implant.
Some of the shots were once a month. It's already been tried. It doesn't have to be once a week.
Yeah, it
The whole
does
idea
take
is
commitment,
6 months
though.
to a year.
What?
It takes commitment.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of commitment women have...
Can you believe it when some margarines say buttery taste and there's no butter in them? Kraft Touch a Butter spread has rich, creamy butter in it. Just a touch. Kraft Touch a Butter. A touch of real butter makes a real difference.
It's so simple and yet...
Look at the use of color. Today, on Channel 5 News at 4.
I'm Warner Saunders. Today, a dramatic story of passengers coming to the aid of a mugging victim on the CTA. Also at 4, he's the star of Memphis Belle, one of this fall's most acclaimed new movies. Actor Matthew Modine joins us live.
And I'm Carol Marine. Today at 5, how a Chicago factory with a 100% minority workforce may be forced to close its doors because of a discrimination suit.
Those stories and more next on Channel 5 News after Donahue.
Of course, you've always wanted to be a millionaire. Well, your truck has come in McDonald's McMillions on NBC. We're giving away $1 million a day for 28 days in a row. And if nobody wins one day, the cash rolls over to the next. Kind of a nice feature. Now, you just go to McDonald's for a ticket every day, watch NBC every night, and you could win. So drop in, tune in, and cash out. In McMillions on NBC.
Wendy Manning, before 170 pounds. Wendy after losing 50 pounds. What's her secret? Quick weight loss.
With other programs, you have to buy their prepackaged foods each week. But who can afford or stand eating prepackaged foods the rest of your life? At Quick Weight Loss, I lost 50 pounds and 50 inches eating regular supermarket food.
Call now. Get 6 weeks, just $66 at Quick Weight Loss Centers. For free consultation, call toll-free 1-800-359-SLIM.
Introducing Ashbury of Naperville, a residential development featuring single-family custom homes, a school site, parks, a unique water park, and a homeowner's clubhouse. This family-oriented community offers homes with high-efficiency gas furnaces, preferred no-point financing through Mid-America Federal, and the availability of title insurance through Chicago Title. Ashbury, with prices from $187,000 to $350,000, located in Naperville on 95th Street just east of Route 59. For a free brochure, call 1-800-327-2723.
For a transcript of today's show, send $3 to Donahue Transcripts, 267 Broadway, New York, 1007, or call 212-227-READ.
Yes.
This is for the women. Has your sex life been enhanced, or do you still kind of worry?
I'm not worried, and it does remove the need for having to run to the drawer every time, I mean, it's nice. It's just like him being on the pill, basically. Same.
Yeah.
And it allows them to be in more control of their sex life also.
To be sure. She wonders about whether you wonder
provided
if it's
and
going to work, and
promotional
oh
fees
boy,
paid
what
by
if
the
I'm
following.
pregnant again?
Scrabble, America's good time game. Yeah, it's Scrabble, America's good time
From Milton
game.
Bradley. Dulcolax has it. The other leading laxatives don't. Only Dulcolax has a comfort coating designed to protect your stomach. Comfort-coated Dulcolax.
For the perfect weekend and the perfect frequent stay program, check into the new Drake, the only Swiss hotel on Park Avenue.
Are the police guilty of murder? See Law & Order tonight at 9.